All right, we're going to do the online TSI practice 182 part 3. All right, let's go ahead. Simplify this. We have two fractions, so we can get the reciprocal of this one, rewrite it, there it is. So now we have this, and then y squared minus 7 squared is the same as that one. Rewrite it because we're going to use that formula, a squared minus b squared. So we have y plus 7, y minus 7, and I'm using this formula here. A squared minus b squared is a plus b, and a minus b. That's all I'm using, difference of squares formula. Alright, so now, continue on with this complex fraction, guys. So now, we have y plus 7, y minus 7, y plus 7, minus 7 over here. Notice that this is 2 times 7, and that's 35 is 5 times 7. Now we can start canceling this thing. 7 and 7, y minus 7, y minus 7. What's left over is 2 over y plus 7 and 5, or you can rewrite this as 2 over 5, y plus 7. More complex fractions, multiply by the LCD, which is z. Multiply z on top, z on the bottom, so z times all this, z times that, z times that, z times the first, z times the second. We ended up with this. So now, 64z over 1 is just that. That one's going to simplify to just 8. That one's going to be 8z, and that one's going to be 1. Now, factor out the 8. So 8 times that is this. 8 times that is that. So now you notice that there is something the same on top and bottom, denominator, numerator. And that happens to be a minus z minus 1, a b z minus 1. These are gone, so we have 8. That's it, left over. Okay, more complex fractions. Fractions of fractions. Multiply with the LCD, which is x squared. So x squared turns that one, x squared turns that one. So we're going to have 3x squared over x, 2x squared over x squared, 9x squared over x squared, 4x squared over x. So now these simplifies to 3x, this simplifies to 2, because these are gone. This one simplifies to 9, that one simplifies to 4x. So 3x plus 2 over 9 and 4x, that's it, we're done. More complex fractions. So multiply the LCD is xy, xy, all the way across. So xy times the first one is 5x. It's going to be 5xy over x, 4xy over y, 2xy over x, and 3xy over y. So now this simplify. Cancel these out, you have 5y. Cancel these out, you have negative 4x. Cancel these out, you have 2y, and you have 3x. So 5y minus 4x, 2y plus 3x. More complex fractions. Multiply by the LCD, which is 36x, top and bottom. Numerator, denominator. So 36 times that is 36x squared over 36. That times that, 36x over x. That times that, 36x over 1. That times that, 216 over x. Simplify this. Divide these out right here. So these cancel. You have x squared minus 36. 36x plus that. X squared minus 6 squared is that. A squared minus b squared again. So it's going to be x plus 6, x minus 6 over 36 times x plus 6. There's something that matches. Yes. So this is gone. So you have x minus 6 over 36. More complex fractions. Okay. LCD is 12x. Multiply by 12x, 12x, all the way across. So that turns out 1 over 8x over that. That turns out 36x over that. And that turns out 12x squared over 4, 12x over 12. So these we divide out. This one is that. And 36, this is just x are gone. And this one here is going to give you 3x squared plus x. Now factor out 36 from this, 3x plus 1. X from this one is x times 3x plus 1. These are gone. So what's left over? 36 over x. One more fraction. Tu. Multiplied by what? Tu. That's the LCD. So tu times this one, and tu times this one. This one I left it like this because I know what's going to happen. This is going to cancel completely. And this times this is 6tu over u, 4tu over this. So now you have 36t squared minus 16u squared over this. Factor this out. And you notice that this is going to be difference of squares again. There it is, a squared minus b squared. So it's going to be 3t minus tu, 3 plus, 3t plus tu, 3t minus tu. So we have the same right here. These are, and 2 is 4, so 2's cancel. So we have 2 times 3t plus 2u, or 6t plus 4u. Find excluded values and state the domain. All right. you don't want to get 0 division by 0. So if this equals 0 in the bottom, x plus 4, it's not going to be there. Can't use it for your domain. So subtract -4 -4, so x equals -4. So -4, if you put it in here, you get 0 in the denominator. So domain is any number you want to use, but just don't use what? -4. Say the excluded values state the domain. Find the excluded values state the domain. So again, same thing. You can have 0 in the bottom. So it says 0, 6y equals 0. Divide by 6 by 6, so y equals 0. So domain is y such that y is never going to be what? Not equal to 0. Find the excluded values and state the domain. Same thing. Look at the bottom only. Not the numerator, but just the denominator at the bottom. And then possible numbers for this are these. Well, I'm going to go 6, 5. That turns out is minus 30. Negative to negative is positive 30, yes. And negative, and that's going to be -11. So this one equals 0. Add 5, x equals 5. This one, add 6, add 6, x equals 6. So 5 and 6, if you put them in there, you're going to get 0 in the denominator in the bottom. So domain is x, so the x is not equal to 5 or x is not equal to 6. Either one. Don't use 5, don't use 6. Multiply with LCD, 4x, 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 4x. Divide this one, divide this one, divide this one. This and this cancels, you have 4. This and this cancel, you have x. This and this cancel, you have 4. That's going to be 24 minus 1x is 16. Minus 24 minus 24. So minus 1x equals -8. Divide by -1, divide by -1. So x is a positive 8. This one, LCD is y plus 2, y minus 2. Okay, because this one, you can factor this one here. Y squared minus 2 squared, which is going to be this. And you're going to have LCD is that. So now, y plus 2, y minus 2, y plus 2, y minus 2, y plus 2, y minus 2. So now, this cancels some of it cancels out right there. Boom. So you have 2 times this. This cancels out. You have 5 times this. And these completely go away. So you have 10. So we have this times this is 2y, -4, -5y, and 10. Put them together. You have -3y, -14 equals this. Add 14, add 14. -3y is 24. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So y equals -8. Solve the literal equation for the letter P. Here's the formula. Multiply everything by what? By 2, by 2, by 2. 2, 2, 2. So 2 goes in there. 2 is canceled here. P minus 2w. Now, plus 2w plus 2w. So 2l plus 2w equals just P. So 2l plus 2w equals P, or P equals 2l plus 2w. Like perimeter equals 2 lengths to width. That's what it is. LCD is AB. So multiply everything by AB, AB, AB. So A cancels there, B cancels there, that one stays the same. 1B and that, so B plus A is this. Minus A, so B equals C minus AB or minus A. So now we have all the A's over here. Factor out the A times CB minus 1. So divide by CB minus 1, CB minus 1, so B over CB minus 1 equals A. Or flip it, this right here, B over CB, instead of that you can write B over BC minus 1 equals A. Y varies directly with x if y equals 15 when x equals 12. Find the variation constant k. So y equals kx, y varies directly with x, there it is. Put the numbers in that we know. We know that this is y is 15, this is 12. That's going to be 12k divided by 12 divided by 12. So we have 15 over 12. That's 3 times 5, 3 times 4. And the 3's cancel. What's left over? 5 over 4 equals k. So 5 over 4 equals k is the constant k. C varies directly with v if C is this 225 when V is 9. Find C if V is 14. First, let's find. There it is. Varies directly. C varies directly with V. There it is. But the numbers we know. This is 225 and 9. Divide by 9, divide by 9. So we have. So K is going to be 25. It's going to be 25, not this. There we go. Fix it. There we go. We got it. And so now we have C equals 25V. Now I'll put the number in there. Put the 14. 14 times that is going to be 350. So C equals 350 when V is 14. So now this one. Square root of 180. Prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. So we have 2 divides it 90, 2 divides that 45, 3 divides that 15, 3 divides that 5, 5 divides that once. 180 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. All these numbers right here. All of those. And 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is going to be 36 times 5. So I'm going to rewrite this now. as 36 times 5. There it is, 36 times 5. And the square root of 36 is 6, and the square root of 5 will leave it alone. So 6 squared root of 5. This one, 13 squared, 13 times 13 is that number. So now we write this one as y1, leave it alone. Z9, make it Z8, Z1. And there's a 2. Its square root means there's a little 2 there. So then divide 2 into this power, 2 into this power, 2 into this power. 2 divides all these numbers right here. Only this one's right here. That's it. So now, what's going to happen? You're going to have 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's going to be 3. That's going to be 4. Everything else stays inside. Y1, Z1. So we have 13, X3, Z4, square root of Y times Z, or Y times Z without the ones. Divide the powers. This one, I'm going to add them together. Think like this. 12 minus 8 is 4. There's 12 minus 8 is how many? 4 of those little animals. 4 bears. 12 bears minus 8 bears, 4 bears. Bring this down. 4 bears minus 1 bear is going to be 3. Just think of it like that, like terms. Alright, next one. Find letter C. Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, leg equals the hypotenuse. Put the numbers in there. 8 squared, 9 squared equals that. 8 times 8 is 64, 81. And the square root of this is going to give you square root of 145 equals c. That's it, leave it alone. You don't have to do anything else. This one, we're going to have to fold this guy out. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times that is negative 3 square root of 7. That times that is going to be positive 3 square root of 7. And that times that is going to be negative 9 and square root of 7 squared. Well, we know this right here, square root of 7 squared is just 7. So we have 1 minus 3 square root of 7 plus 3 square root of 7 minus 63. And we're going to have, these are gone. Boom. So we have 1 minus 63, or is a negative 62. That's it. Oof. Solve this one for the variable. Big S equals little s, big D, little d. So big D, they're different. Numbers are there. Put them in there. Another formula. So now we say square root of 125, square root of 148, break it up 2 pieces. 25 times 5 is this. 16 times that is in the bottom. So 25 is 5 square root of 5, 4 square root of 3 on the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is 36 is 4 times 9. So now cancel 4's. So we have 9 times 5 is 45, square root of 5 or square root of 3. But I'm going to rationalize the denominator, multiply by square root of 3, square root of 3. That way. So this is going to be 5 square root of 3 and 2 root of 3 squared, 3 squared, which is just 3. And also notice that 3 times 15 is 45. 3 and 3 cancel, so what's left over is it's going to be 15 square root of 15. This one, square both sides. Square this side, square this side. This is just going to be 7 minus x, x minus 1, x minus 1, foil it out. And x squared minus 1x minus 1x plus 1. So that's going to be x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now bring all this to the other side. So instead of this, it's going to be negative 7. Instead of negative x, it's going to be positive x. Change the signs, equals 0. So we have x squared minus 1x minus 6. 2 and 3 is the possible numbers that I'm going to use. There they are, 2 and 3. So we're going to go with those numbers. So is that right? That times that is negative 6, and that times that. That minus that, 2 minus 3 minus 1. Yes. X plus 2 equals 0, minus 2 minus 2, so x is negative 2. X minus 3 plus 3 plus 3, x equals 3. Check the numbers. Like again, you go somewhere, Whataburger or whatever, Mom Margie's, you go eat, check your order. Is this correct? This is maybe. Check it. Put the negative 2 in there. 7 minus 2, 7 plus 2 is 9. So that's square root of 9 is 3. Negative 2 plus 1, negative 3. 3, negative 3, bad. It doesn't work. It's wrong. Try the other number, 3. 7 minus 3 is going to be 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Does that work? And then 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 matches 2. Yes, good. The answer is what? Just the 3. Okay, this is an extraneous solution. Okay, that means bad. Good, bad. This one. Solve for L in there. The numbers are there. Put them in there. Put the numbers that you have. So we have 5, and we have 2 pi, square root of L over 32. So we divide by 2 pi, divide by 2 pi. 5 over 2 pi equals, this is gone, equals this. Now square both sides. So it's going to be 5 squared, 2 pi squared. That's going to be 25, and that's going to be 4 pi squared, this side. Now this one's gone, so L over that. So now to get L by itself, multiply by 32, multiply by 32, 32, 32. And I know these are gone right here. These cancel out. So now we have L equals this. And 4 times 8 is 32. So, and we have 4, so these go cancel. So we have 8 times 25, or 200 over pi squared equals L. Is another literal equation. Solve for R if S is 180. So put 180 in there for the S. Divide these two numbers, 4 times 45, 4. So this is 45 over that. Square root of that, square root of that. And 9 times 5 is 45. So square root of 9 is 3. And the 5, leave it there. 3 square root of 5 over pi, square root of pi. Now rationalize the denominator, the bottom part. Square root of pi, square root of pi, straight across. So you're going to get 3 square root of 5 pi. And square root of pi squared. So you're going to get 3 square root of 5 pi over pi. The answer. Then this literal equation. Alright, this one. Cube root of this, so that's 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is 27 negative. And 11 is going to be 9 and 2. 12 and 1. Rewrite it. So now we can take these guys out. Which ones are we taking out? Just the ones that we can divide by 3. Just those right there. So now we have 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's going to be 3. That one's going to be 4. So negative 3 is 1 is negative 3. A 3, B 4, cube, A squared, B. That's it. This one, minus 3, so they have the fourth root of this. Now we get power 4 to get rid of these right here. 2x minus 4 equals 4, 4, 4, 4, which is going to be 2x minus 4 equals 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 256. Add 4, so 2x equals 260. Divide by 2, so x is 130. The function, this is the function, okay? So how do you do this function? Alright, so put the number in there. Negative 5, so negative 5 times negative 5, 25 times that, 375, that times that is positive 35. So this is 110 minus 4, or 106. Or the answer is a negative 5, you get what answer? 106. That's the point, if you draw on the graph. Sorry. Another function. So g of t equals this is a function. So put a half in there, 1 half, 1 half. So 1 half times 1 half square means 1 times 1 is 1, 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have 8 over 4 minus 5 over 2. But that's going to be 2 minus 5 over halves. Fix it. 2 times that, 2 times that. So that's going to be 4 over 2 minus 5 over 2. 4 minus 5 over 2 is going to be negative 1 half. So at 1 half, you ended up with what? Negative 1 half for this function right here. Another function. Absolute value. So absolute value of a number, put it in there. Put negative 3 in there. 5 times negative 3, negative 15. That's going to be negative 19. Absolute value of negative 19 is going to be a positive 19. So the answer is going to be positive 19. So at negative 3, what do you get? 19. Okay, add the two functions. F of x is this, g of x is that. So add them means add the first one to the second one. So now, ready? So we have, take the parentheses off. So we have x and x is negative 11x, and that's going to be 13. Domain is negative infinity to infinity, means any number you want to use is fine. F minus g of x, if you have the two functions right there. Subtract the first one minus the second one. So this one minus 7, minus is plus. So we have 2x squared minus 7x plus 1. And domain is negative infinity to infinity again. F divided by g of x. Okay, so it means divide. F of x over g of x means this one. And then what's on the bottom. So the only problem they might have is if 2x minus 5 equals 0, it'll be undefined. So plus 5, 2x equals 5, divided by 5, so x is 5 halves. So in other words, domain is x, so it's such that x is never not equal to what? 5 halves. F times g of x. Okay, so this one times f and g. So f of x times g of x. So you go that times that is this 20x cubed. That times that is 5x squared. That times that is 8x. That times that is negative 2. So we have 20x cubed, 5x squared minus 8x plus 2 minus 2. 20x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8x minus 2. And domain is negative infinity to infinity again. This one, graph f of x equals 5 or f of x equals 0x plus 5. It's another way to write it. Put a number 0 and 1. I'm just going to try numbers. Put 0 in there. 0 times 0 is 0 plus 5 is 5. Put a 1 in there. 1 times 0 is 0 plus 5 is 5. So I got 0, 5, 1, 5. 0, 5, and 1, 5 is just a horizontal line going like this. Okay, domain, negative infinity, range is just that right there, 5. Graph this one. I'm going to give you some numbers to try. Try 1, 2, 5. Put a 1 in there. 1 minus 1 is 0, square root of 0 is 0. Put a 2 in there. 2 minus 1 is 1, square root of 1 is 1. 5. 5 minus 4 is 5 minus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. So we have 1, 0, 1, 0, 2 and 1, and we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up 2 spaces. So the graph goes here, it goes that way. Domain from 1 to infinity, and the range is from 0 that way up to infinity. This one, graphs is, I'm going to give you some numbers to put in there. 1, 4, 5. So 1 goes in there, so that's going to be square root of 4 is 2. 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1, square root of 1 is 1, and then 5 minus 5 is 0, square root of 0 is 0. So we have graph these points. So we have 1, 2, 4, and 1, and then 5 and 0, and the graph goes this way, as you can see. So domain is negative infinity to 5 this way, and ranges from 0 to infinity. This one, try some numbers. 2, 3, 4. Put 2 in there. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. And then put 3 in there. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Put a 4 in there. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So we have 2 and 1, 3 and 0, and we have 4 and 1. So now, notice, it's a parabola going like this. And the vertex is 3, 0. It's a min. Domain, negative infinity, range from 0 up. Graph this one. Try the numbers. Negative 1, 0, 1. Put them in there. Negative 1 squared. Negative 1 is 1. That's going to be negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Put a 0 in there. 0, 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Put a 1 in there. 1, 1 is 1. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. So we have at negative 1 up 1. At 0 up 2. And then at 1 up 1. So there it is. It's like this, and there's a max in the vertex right there. And negative infinity, and the range is from this number here, from where? From negative infinity to 2. From negative infinity to 2. This one, graph this. Put the numbers in there. Negative 5. It's going to be negative 1 is 1. 1 minus 5, negative 4. Put a 4 in there. Negative 4. Negative 4, 4 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 5, negative 5. Put a negative 3 in there. Negative 3 is going to be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 minus 5, negative 4. So we have negative 5, negative 4. You have negative 4, negative 5, and you have net right there. Negative 3, negative 4. And this is a vertex right here. This is your vertex, if you want to know. And it's also a min, if you want to know that also. Okay, domain, negative infinity to infinity. And the range is from negative 5 up this way. Left and right, and from the bottom up. This one, put a 2, 3, 4. Put a 2 in there. That's going to be negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. This is 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0, and that's a 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so that's it. So we have 2, 1. We have 3, 0, and we have 4, 1. Again, this is the vertex right here. The min is going to be 3 and 0. Slope part. So now domain is negative infinity. The range is from 0 to infinity. Okay. All right, y'all see that? Vertex. That one right there. Or it's also the min. Let me see if I can do a better job. There you go, the min. Alright, next one. Absolute value. Put a negative 4 in there. Negative 4 plus that is going to be negative 1. So we have negative 1 is 1. Put 3 in there. Negative 3 and 3 is 0. Square 0. Absolute value 0, 0. Put a negative 2. Negative 2 in that is going to be 1. Absolute value 1. So at negative 4, 1. And negative 3 is 0. And then negative 2 up 1. So domain, negative infinity. Range is from 0 up. This one, put the numbers in there. Negative 4 in there. Negative 4 in that is going to be negative 4 in that. It's going to be negative 1, negative 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Put negative 3. Negative 3 3 is 0. 0 in that is 0 minus 3. Down 1, negative 1. Put a negative 2 in there. Negative 2 in that is going to be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have negative 4, 0. We have negative 3 and negative 1. And we have negative 2 and 0. So these are the x-intercepts And this right here is the vertex or the min. And it goes from negative infinity to infinity. And it goes from negative 1 to infinity. Okay. This one. Let's put some numbers in. Negative 2 in there. Negative 2 and 2 is going to be 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Minus 7, minus 7. Put a negative 1 in there. Negative 1, and that's going to be 1. Square root of 1 is 1. 1 minus 7, negative 6. Put a 2 in there. So you got 2 plus 2 is 4. Square root of 2 is 2. 2 minus that, negative 5. So we have negative 2, negative 7. Negative 1, negative 6. 2 and negative 5. It goes this way. So in the domain is from negative 2 to infinity. And the range is from negative 7, the lowest part, up. This one. Try some numbers. 6, put it in there. 6 minus 6 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. That's it, we're done. And 10. 10 minus that is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. It's minus 2. So we have 6 and 0, 7, 8, and 1, and 10 and negative 2. The graph goes this way. So domain is from 6 to infinity, and the range is from where? From negative infinity all the way up to 0. Right there. Bottom to the top. This one, put some numbers in there. Put a negative 3 in there. 3 and 3 minus 3 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. 0 minus 5, negative 5. Negative 2 in there. It's going to be a 1. Square root of 1 is 1. 1 minus 5, negative 4. Done. Negative 6. Negative 1, negative 5, negative 6. This one, put a 1 in there. 1 plus 3 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Negative 2 plus, and a negative 5 is a negative 7. So we have a negative 3 and a negative 5. We have a negative 2 and a negative 6. And we have a 1 and a negative 7. So it goes this way. So the domain is from here, that way. From negative 3 to infinity. And the range is from infinity, right there, to a negative 5. This one, multiply by conjugate, 2 plus 14i, 2 plus 14i across. This times this, you get that. This times this, you get that. The bottom one, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times that is 28i, minus 28i, minus 196i squared. So now I squared equals negative 1. So we have, these are gone. So we have this left over. I squared is negative 1. Replace it. Negative 1, negative 1. So that turns out is negative. It's going to be a negative 14i minus 98. And 4 plus 96. Add those together. So 200. Because this. Put them in two fractions. And 2 times 7. And 2 times 49. So now the 2's cancel. So we have 7i over 100. And 49 over 100. Or you can rewrite this as negative 49 over 100. And then the 7i over 100 right here. Negative 49 over 100, 7i over 100 right there. Multiply by negative 9 minus 4i, negative 9 minus 4i. Straight across, so you have negative 45, negative 20i, negative plus 9i, minus 4i, plus 4i squared. Okay, that turns out as that. That turns out as that one. That one is that. And negative to negative is positive. Okay. So in the bottom we have that turns out as 81. That turns out as 36. Minus 36, and that one is negative 69 squared. So we have negative 45 minus 11i plus this. Change this. I squared is negative 1. Negative 1 times that. Negative 1 times that. So we have negative 45 minus 11i minus 44. It's minus 49 minus 11i over 97. So negative 49 over 97 minus 11i over 97. That's it for that part. We're done with this part. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck with this part. Let's go to the next part.